Samsung have released a stack of devices in 2023. It's no different to any other year, really. Samsung just flood the market with products and hope that people find their way to them. Sometimes it doesn't quite hit the mark, and sometimes it does. Today, we're going to go through and give out the Samsung Awards for 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back. Tech with Benefits, Daniel here. Normally, I try and inform with these videos. I try and give you some demonstrations and some information about how to use your Samsung better. Today, I just want to entertain. Today, I'm all about showing you the range that Samsung brought out this year and dishing out some awards and see if you agree with them. So let's kick things off. I'm going to give out 8 awards today. There's going to be the Productivity Award. There's going to be the Design Award, the Compact Phone Award, which I think will be hotly contested in Samsung's range. We're going to do the Best Camera Award. Going to do the Why Award, because I think that's important. The why does this exist? The Value for Money Award. And then the last two, we've got the Viewer's Choice Award, which I polled on Twitter/X, also in a community post. And then the Device of the Year from Samsung's lineup. Let's start off with the Productivity Award. So Samsung released a lot of devices this year that can kind of cater to getting stuff done. That's geared towards work and blending a little bit of life balance into it as well, but predominantly about productivity. There's a couple of devices you can kind of throw the hat in the ring here. You know, you've got the Tab S9 range, you've got the S23 Ultra in particular, but there's one device that kind of trumps them all when it comes to being the device that you can take with you and get stuff done anywhere you choose to. That device is the Galaxy Z Fold 5. That wins my Productivity Award for 2023. There's a myriad of reasons why. Obviously, the first thing is the fact that you have a tablet that can fit into your pocket, and the software that Samsung has built around this form factor caters extremely well to getting stuff done. Whether that be the 3-app multitasking, whether that be the taskbar that sits down the bottom, Samsung has completely designed this phone to allow you to be productive whilst also being portable. And for those reasons, that is why this wins my Productivity Award for 2023. Next up, we have the Design Award. The Design Award is a funny one, obviously. It's a device that you like looking at, but it's also got to be ergonomic and fit for purpose for what it's been designed for. Now, there's, again, a lot of devices that you can kind of throw into this. I think this year, the Z Flip series really accentuated its design, and the front cover display extended its purpose and made it fit for what more people wanted to use it for. But it doesn't win it. The S23 Ultra, I think that kind of also had this beautiful aesthetic about it, but some people found it a little bit too unwieldy for what they wanted to use it for, and that kind of means it can't quite take the award. So there's 2 devices this year I'm actually going to give this award to. The first is the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. I think for me, the way Samsung has made this design not only more functional, but also just more aesthetically pleasing together means that it's a winner when it comes to design. It's got a bigger display than what the Watch 4 Classic does, whilst also not really increasing the overall size of the unit itself. The rotating bezel has been shrunk in terms of its intrusion on the display, while still being functionally practical. And it just very, very seamlessly allowing you to navigate through. And it's just got really nice materials, and it comes with a really premium leather strap. Its design aesthetic looks nice, but functionally perfect as well. The second device that wins this award is the Tab S9 Ultra. Now you might think I'm a little bit crazy because they really haven't changed much from the Tab S8 Ultra. But I think what I really like with what the Tab S9 Ultra does is the fact that it's light and thin, and it packs all of this performance into that light and thin package. Because it hasn't been designed just to be light and thin and that's the end of it. Samsung have designed the performance to suit the form factor, to make it portable, to make sure you have performance that can be held in your hand without making it feel too heavy. And this form factor and design is all about that. It's the thinner bezels. Yes, it's the notch that I include in this as well, because they've actually got purpose in that notch with the ultra wide camera and the standard camera that kind of sit within there. And it's just a nice looking device. Like, it's really premium on the back, the matte finish with the metal, the S Pen slot that kind of now seamlessly melds into the cameras. I like it. And functionally, it works really well also. So it's got a double-edged sword that fits the bill for this design award. They're my 2 design award winners, the Watch 6 Classic and the Tabis 9 Ultra. Next, we have the Compact Phone Award. There's probably what you might think an obvious choice for this, but the Z Flip 5 for me does not win. I'll explain why. Whilst it is compact when it's closed, I think there is still, hear me out, not enough about the Flip 5 that means it can be on par with Samsung's S23 series. And the main reason is the cameras, but also it's a little bit narrower when it's open, which means it's actually a little bit longer. So whilst it is compact when it's closed, you actually don't get the compact form factor when it's open. You need to factor that in because then it becomes a big display to interact with. That's not saying it's not a good compact phone, because it is. It's just saying there is some things else you've got to consider. So for me, the Compact Phone Award is the 6.1-inch Galaxy S23. The base model that is just so nice to hold when it in its natural state. There's no other tricks about it. And it means it's very comfortably a one-handed phone when you pull it out of your pocket. It's still small enough to fit into other things, and its design is also really premium on top of that too. Plus, you don't really have to sacrifice camera capability and quality because it still has the 50 megapixel main camera and some flexibility with ultra wide and a 3x camera as well. So when you consider all of that, the S23 is my compact phone of the year. Now let's move on to the Best Camera Award. And again, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. It's not just about output. You've also got to consider what the versatility of the cameras are as well. But I think it's no surprise that the winner of the Best Camera of the Year is the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Hands down, because it does have the best output of all of Samsung's phones this year. And it also has just slightly the best versatility because you have the fact it's got ultra wide all the way through to 10 times in terms of its cameras. But of course, you also have things like the S Pen, which allow you to remotely take photos, whether you're taking photos of the Colosseum at night in Rome, or whether you're just wanting to snap a selfie with a bit more naturality about it. That's not a word. The S23 Ultra can cater for the majority of situations. Also, it takes the best video. It's got the best output when it comes to things like 8K 30 or when it comes to stabilization. The S23 Ultra just has the best output in the majority of situations you'll find yourself in, and for that reason, it wins the Best Camera Award for 2023. No real surprise there. Next, I have the Y Award. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and this concept of the Y Award has been in my mind since the start of that concept. It's all about why does this need to exist? There's a lot of Samsung devices that they throw out there, like I said at the start, and all the time I question, why does that one need to be here? I get it from a certain viewpoint, but there's other devices in Samsung range that can fill that gap, so why does this need to come into play? There's a couple of contenders here. For me, I've always long said that the A series, and in particular devices like the A34, the A24, A14, they don't really need to exist, but they also end up being one of their most popular sellers. So I can understand that viewpoint about why they need to be there. But there's one for me that really stands out, and when I spent time with it, I still questioned it. It's the Tabis 9 FE Plus, very specifically the Plus. Reason why is because I completely understand the need for a mid-range tablet that fills the gap from and connects the Tabis 9 to the Tab A series. Understand completely. But is that person or is that consumer needing a plus size tablet? Wouldn't they just be better off getting the standard Tabis 9 FE? Because for me, the Plus just is stuck in the middle. It's this really awkward middle child where if you want a bit bigger of a screen or a bit better performance, go the base model Tabis 9. Try and go to the Tabis 9 Plus. The FE Plus just kind of sits there in this really awkward state. And whilst, yeah, it's a nice tablet, it can do things, its subpar chipset compared to what else you can get really makes me question it. So for the Y Award, it's the Tabis 9 FE Plus. Next, we move on to the Value for Money Award. And strangely enough, it's going to sound weird, I'm sticking with the FE range but it's not the S23 FE. I think had Samsung kept it potentially $100 less or $50 less, it might have wormed its way into that. It's a great device for what you're getting, but I think there's something that has better value. For me, the Value for Money award this year is the Buds FE. They tick so many boxes for their price point. They output great sound. They also have a really good noise cancelling, considering they've got active ANC plus the seal and the passive noise cancellation that it provides, and all for $199 Australian. Like, it is an incredibly well thought out product. I wish it had wireless charging, but I can understand why it doesn't. So for what it offers you and what it provides, the Buds FE win my Value for Money award, hands down. Now we move on to the big two. I put out into the world a couple of polls, one as a community post on YouTube and then one on X. I wanted to find out the device of the year from your standpoint, what you think. It's a pretty overwhelming response. I gave people the option to choose from around 4 or 5 devices. I've got the S23 series in general, the Fold and Flip 5, they kind of get combined, the Buds FE, the Tab S9 series, and the Watch 6 Classic. They were the options that I put out there into the world. And overwhelmingly, unsurprisingly, with 85% of the vote on YouTube and 76% of the vote on X, it's the S23 series, but predominantly the S23 Ultra. I think for everything I said before about the camera, adding in all the extra stuff the S23 Ultra can do, 100% you voted for it. And my viewership numbers on YouTube probably lean into that. A lot of people watch more of my S23 Ultra videos than they do anything else. And I think that kind of speaks to me to show me that, yeah, from a viewer's choice point of view, this is 100% their device of the year. Congratulations to the Ultra, you've got the People's Choice Award. Before we get to my device of the year, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone. We hit 20,000. It's a huge number for me. And when I started in February, I didn't even dream that I would be in this position today. So thank you very much to everyone. Really, really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing where we go from here. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a really perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and let's grow even more. All right, device of the year. There's a lot that Samsung launched and a lot that I liked. Like, I didn't even mention the Book 3 Ultra, which I had imported from the US so I could increase my capability for my YouTube channel. I love it. Does it win this award though? No. Does the Z Fold 5, which I'm a foldable convert through and through, does that win my device of the year? No. What about the more affordable S23 FE or A54? No and no. No, 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 no. I think we know what's won it. It's the device that you continually come back to. It's the one that caters for the majority of user base that exists in the world. It tries to be the everything phone, and for pretty much 99% of the time, it succeeds at that. It's the Galaxy S23 Ultra. It, for me, is the device of the year that Samsung have made, and it's because of what they've put into it, and a large part of it actually starts with something you can't even see, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. When you actually reflect back on the S22 Ultra, it's largely the same phone with a few minor tweaks here and there. The thing that's transformed the experience of this phone is that chipset, and it's taken it to another level. Yes, you've got a new 200 megapixel camera, but I honestly think they'd get similar results out of a 108 megapixel camera with the new chipset and the new ISP. So overall, the things that you can do, the S Pen capabilities for productivity, the One UI 6 update, which has completely transformed the fluidity and interactions of the phone, right through to the cameras. This is the device of the year, hands down. Well done, S23 Ultra. Congratulations. If you think this list was accurate, please feel free to jump in the comments, confirm it, argue it, whatever it is you want to do. I'm here and I'll be interacting with some comments to see what everyone's up to and everyone's opinions are. But that's it for this video. It's been a crazy year of Samsung launches. Here's to 2024, but I'll see you in the next one. Yo!